Hello lovelies, welcome to the channel. So I've got a 12 by 12 layout for you today, and I have to admit this is probably one of the most favourite layouts I've done in a while. So this is a picture, it's only small, it's probably a bit bigger than a 3 by 4 because I did want to focus on a small area on the layout and have a whole bunch of mixed media behind it. This is a very mixed media heavy layout. It's one of my favourites. There is very little embellishing on this layout, so yeah, it's an interesting one. I had a lot of fun. So I'm starting with some Colour Blast in, what colour was it? Dusty Charcoal. It's the darkest one I have. And the thing I love about these, and it can be a bit tricky when you're using them, is the colour they are in the tub is not the colour they dry. They actually do dry a bit glossier and usually a lot darker than what they look. So keep that in mind if you're using these products. They are amazing to use though. They're some of my favourite mixed media products to use. I'm trying to use more of my stash, so instead of just my go-to paints and my go-to mists, I'm branching into all my other supplies that I have, especially my mixed media supplies, because we know I have a lot. So I'm using some colour paste today, and I'm also going to use some of the Colour Blast Artist inks, which are so much fun. I really need to get some more. They're just beautiful. So I'm going to use that as my pop of colour. So I've used this through a stencil, but the first thing I want to do is I want to add some more grunge and texture to it. So I get some of my Liquitex black ink. Now I went for the Liquitex because it is permanent. If I had have used a Colour Blast or a Dilutions, they're water reactive. So when I added my blue, or my ink, or my artist ink, it would reactivate it, and it would sort of smear and I'd get like a black and blue mess, and I didn't want that. So I did want something permanent, so I went and got my Liquitex because I know that set's permanent, and I've used the dropper to add some splatters and some drips to add some more grungy texture to this. Now I'm going to go in with the artist ink and add some colour. So as you can see, I turned the photo black and white, and I started with that black colour paste. Now I'm going in with the blue as my pop of colour, and this is pretty much the only colour on this layout, and that's what I really wanted from this. So I was really happy with how this turned out. So I'm just using a paintbrush to add some of the ink to some plastic so I can control more where the blue is, because I did want to keep it centered around the photo. And yeah, just adding some water to thin that out and getting some really nice coverage on my layout. So again, I'm braving the cotton. Cotton and I do not have a good relationship. Whenever I try and make it work, it doesn't like me. But it didn't look too bad this time, so I've learnt to sort of swirl it around and use my photo or something to stick it down and not try and mess with it in too much of a way. And now I'm just going to work on my title, and that's pretty much it for my layout. I do add a few gems and stars and things. I call them little sprinkles, so I've added a few sprinklings of enamel dots and things, and you'll see that in a minute. But I'm going with the best buds for my title. Now, I didn't get a chance to tell you, but this is a picture of my youngest son Will and his best bud. This is Sam. Now, those of you that have seen a few of my videos, you may know the story. Sam was a Christmas present almost 3 years ago from Santa. Will really wanted a puppy for 1 year from Santa, so when we went and got our Santa photo done, Santa had him ready for Will because Sam couldn't go on Santa's sleigh for Christmas Eve. He would have gotten a bit too scared. So yeah, it was a lovely surprise for Will, and he is sort of Will's unofficial emotional support dog. So he's his best friend in the entire world. Every day when he gets home, the first thing he does is go and hug Sam. So for a little boy that can have severe anxiety and struggle in social situations, having a best friend like Sam really does help. So I have lots and lots of photos of these two, and this was one of my most recent and also one of my favourite. It's very hard to get a photo of the two of them because whenever I point the camera at them, Sam tends to jump up and start running around or trying to get to me. He doesn't like to pose for photos, whereas Will does. But this was one that I managed to get, and it's a lot of fun. Now, this happens often. Will is always sitting on top of Sam, and Sam doesn't care. Sam loves Will just as much as Will loves Sam. So it's a very great relationship these two have, and I really do love documenting it. So, like I was saying, I'm just going to add a few little sprinkles here. These are my favourite alphas, and they come with these little chevrons. I love chevrons for boy layouts. I really do. So, as you can see, I've stuck with the black, the monochromatic, and then just the one pop of colour. And I really love the way it's turned out. I feel that the blue just pops right off that white background with that black and white photo. I did turn my photo black and white for this purpose because a colour photo obviously wouldn't have had as much of a dramatic effect as the black and white one does. So now I'm just adding a few phrase stickers from some of my fave sticky quote sets, and I think, what did I say? I can't even remember what they are now, but they suited the photo quite well. And then yeah, that's going to be it for my layout. So I sure hope you've enjoyed this video. It was a nice quick one today, but yeah, it's one of my favorites. I really do love this layout and I can't wait to share it with you all. So thanks for watching, and I'll be back real soon with a new video. Bye for now.